Welcome to the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. I'd like to share a poem with you all in that spirit. It's called Things I've Missed. I miss the times when we ate together during the holidays. The turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes covered with red chili of Thanksgiving. The football game between Westerly and Stonington. Go Bulldogs. And the frittatas, the cookies and soprasata, and bread of Easter, with the face of the baby Jesus in every child's face, represented by a loaf of soft bread and a single hard-boiled egg. The chocolate and heart-shaped pizzas of Valentine's Day. The sweet-tasting zappoli of St. Joseph's Day. The pasta and bacala of Christmas Eve. The banana fritters, sausages, and bacon of Christmas morning. The snacks and commercials of Super Bowl Sunday. The black-eyed peas and pozole of the New Year. All these delicious flavors, textures, and smells of filling pleasure I do miss so. But there's more, so much more, of time spent with the people I love and treasure. We are bound together with memories and laughter. It's all this I miss and more. The crunchiness of family, the delectability of friends, the sweet, savory nuttiness of those I hold dear. I'm looking forward to the day we'll come together once again and taste the joys of each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou, for sharing that beautiful poem. And here's a blessing song for Solstice Night.
Now comes the solstice night. I wish you safe and sound. Whether snow be light or heavy on the ground, our hearts bring back the light. Is all the earth must do. May stars fill up our sight with wishes coming true. My wish this solstice night is grace and peace to you. Dance that must be done. solstice night. I wish you safe and sound. Whether snowy night or heavy on ground, our hearts bring back the light. As all the earth must do. The stars fill up our sight. Wishes coming true. I wish this solstice night. Grace and peace to you. I wish this solstice night is grace and peace to you.
Good evening. Please know with me the excitement of this year's Christmas service, this year's Christmas that celebrates the Christ in each one of us, in all of us together, whether we're gathered here at the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living in person or scattered throughout the United States or the world, or whether we even know each other or not, we are yet awakened to that Christ energy that each one of us carries. And we celebrate that tonight. And we celebrate the unity and the love and the peace that is always there. Let us call it forth. And let us carry it with us this night and every day and every night and every moment in our hearts and in all of our actions. Let us have Christmas every day in love, in peace, in joy, and in unity. Please say with me, and so it is. So it is.
Thank you, Talia. And now Dr. Norm has a first reading for us.
The birth of Jesus from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, from the Christian faith. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." Suddenly, a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace to those on whom his favor rests." When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord told us about." So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby, who was lying in the manger. When they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them.
your baby boy has come to make you new. This child that you've delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm the sea with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you've kissed your little baby, then you've kissed the face of God. Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will someday rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy was heaven's perfect lamb? The sleeping child you're holding is the great Mary, did you know?
Hola.
Hola, Miguel.
I'm gonna read in Spanish, so you want to know what I'm reading? It's in the back of your bulletin in English. So you're gonna be with me. La luz. El valor es encender el fuego en lo alto. La fe es una lámpara incandescente. La paz es como el fuego del hogar cuando la noche es húmeda. La belleza es la magia plateada de los rayos de luna en el parque. El amor es una ventana iluminada que brilla en la oscuridad. La alegría es el árbol de Navidad resplandeciente. La verdad es una estrella que guía. La sabiduría es la clara luz del sol. Pero todas las luces son símbolos de la llama sagrada que ilumina a cada alma. Cada vela diminuta es un segmento del todo. Ese eres tú. Eres la luz del mundo.
Muchísimas gracias, Miguel.
Next song we're going to do for you is one that I was kind of insistent upon doing on Christmas Eve. It was written in the mid-17th century, and it is the first Christmas carol written in the New World. It was written by a French Jesuit who was ministering to the Huron in the upper Midwest, and in his zeal to convert the native population to Christianity, rather than beat them into submission, told them stories and sang them songs. And he took the story of the Nativity and he set it in Native America to an old French carol. So this is the earliest American Christmas carol. This is called "'Twas in the Moon of Wintertime."
I follow two very tall men. Good evening, and thank you, Kamatara, for allowing me to be a part of this beautiful service. What I have for you this evening is some contemporary wisdom by Joan Sutherland, and it's called "Everything is Enlightenment." And I quote, "At the very heart of Buddhism is the promise of enlightenment. It's that bright flame illuminating the Dharma and the rich variety of practices developed in the traditions that make up Buddhism. And all are in some essential way in the service of that promise. For millennia, in response to the struggles and sorrows of life on this planet, and in honor of the breathtaking beauty of life on this planet, people have passed this flame from hand to hand, encouraging one another to take part in the agonizingly slow but impossibly tender awakening of our world as a whole. Here is a story passed on with the flame. Enlightenment is one true nature and our home, but the complexities of human life cause us to forget. That forgetting feels like exile, and we make elaborate structures of habit, conviction, and strategy to defend against its desolation. But this condition isn't hopeless. It's possible to dismantle those structures so that we can return from an exile that was always illusory to the home and that was always right under our feet. For many of us, there's something pushing us and something pulling us toward homecoming. We're pushed by our own pain and the pain we see in the world around us, and we're pulled by intimations of something larger and truer than our ordinary, self-oriented ways of experiencing life. Now, here's a tradition that says, yes, we understand that. And there are ways to make those intimations not simply a matter of random chance, but readily and consistently present. It's possible to make ourselves available. And in all the hours of our days, to the grace we so long to be touched by, and to spread that grace to the world around us.
Thank you, Carmela. So here's a favorite Mary Chapin Carpenter song. There's never enough Mary Chapin Carpenter, I'm just saying. And it's another solstice song.
Say the spring coming, Hello, everybody, and welcome. And I want to thank Kamatara for putting this beautiful service together tonight. I'm very honored and blessed to be here. And the reading that I have for you was chosen, I believe, by Kamatara. It's quite beautiful. It comes from Rabindranath Tagore, written in 1913 from the Crescent Moon. And this expert comes from an immensely beautiful collection of poems where a mother talks to her infant, and then the child grows and tells her all his stories and little observations. This part is the mother speaking to her child. Let your life come amongst them like a flame of light, my child, unflickering and pure, and delight them into silence. They are cruel in their greed and their envy. Their words are like hidden knives thirsting for blood. Go and stand amidst their scowling hearts, my child, and let your gentle eyes fall upon them like the forgiving peace of the evening over the strife of the day. Let them see your face, my child, and thus know the meaning of all things. Let them love you and thus love each other. Come and take your seat in the bosom of the limitless, my child. At sunrise, open and raise your heart like a blossoming flower. And at sunset, bend your head and in silence, complete the worship of the day. Thank you.
Karen.
Children
get all my toys set up. All right. Whew. Well, hello and good evening. And I can't thank you enough for being here in the flesh and being here online. Hi, Mom. And very, very grateful to share this with you. As some of you know, this is kind of a Johnson family tradition, not only at the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living, but also, you know, back in the day for the folks from the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living. So it's really touching for us to share this magical evening with y'all, and also how this community says, oh yeah, we'll do that. I'll do that reading. I wrote a poem, or I'd love to. Thank you, because that's what this beautiful community is. It's us, and that's what makes this really magical and precious. And it just wouldn't be the same without you. So thank you so much. And I also want to thank Bo and Ken, because, yes, they're awesome. And they learned that last song just for me. It's one of my favorite songs. It's called Believe, and it's from the movie Polar Express. Have you seen that Christmas movie? It's very touching. If you like trains, you will like it. But also just a beautiful Christmas movie that kind of captures the magic that we really want to believe in, which is what that song was trying to express, the wonder and the awe of childhood, but how it feels like it just slips away as we grow older. And the lights don't seem to sparkle as much, the stars kind of grow dim, our hearts are jaded, our souls are crushed. And like the adults in Polar Express, we can't hear the bells ring anymore. In fact, it's this great analogy, an extended metaphor, used throughout the whole film, Polar Express, that I just love. The young boy in the movie is given a bell, and at first he can't hear it because he doesn't believe anymore. And of course, by the end, he is reconnected with his faith, and he can hear the bell ring. It's this beautiful symbol of checking ourselves. Can we still hear the bells ring? Are we still connected to our faith and what we believe? Is our head connected to our heart? And Christmas time, or this holiday season, there's so many symbols that can reconnect us with wonder and delight. Just walking in tonight, did you love the farolitos, or the luminarias that CJ put out for us? That was so kind. Thank you, CJ. And if you've been to Holiday Stroll in Old Town, you'll see thousands of farolitos. Or the big purple Christmas tree that's all lit up in the plaza is so beautiful. River of Lights of the Biopark, and all the homes that are lit up like Clark Griswold on Family Vacation. I'm just saying, I know the power bill's a lot, but it's gorgeous, and it's beautiful, and it's magical, like the light in the darkness kind of moment. And trees, we have a tree inside our house. I don't know if you ever thought about that before, but that's a little strange. And we've got decorations on it, and lights, and all sorts of little treasures that we've collected over the years that get hung on the tree each year. They're so special. And to think of the gifts that come to and from our loved ones, and of course the wrapping paper that hides the mystery of what's inside, so that way we get to approach with wonder and awe. So we have this annual immersive experience that can reconnect with our inner child. To get the adulty part of us out of the way, take a breather, adulty. Just get in the back seat and let the awe and wonder drive the sleigh. And what an amazing difference that makes. I've really been enjoying this book called Honest Advent. by Scott Erickson. It's 25 readings for Advent and Christmas. And he has a really interesting piece on wonder. He writes, "Wonder is an interesting phenomenon because it's at that moment when all our narratives and stories about life disappear in a rapturous experience of actually being here, actually being alive, being present with the glorious now. But what happens when we substitute the mechanics of life for the essence of life is that the wonder can go away." So the question for tonight is, how do we remember our essence? How do we rekindle that sense of wonder or our pre-narrative self before being tarnished by society or life? So let's just take a moment to remember right now. Do you have a childhood memory of some experience when you felt fully alive, full of wonder and delight and magic? It doesn't have to be about Christmas, although for a lot of people it might be. But do you have some really sincere and honest moment in your childhood when you felt you were just fully embodying your unbridled self? Just take a moment to pull that forward in your mind and picture it. And now drop down into your heart and feel that. Let's hold on to that feeling, because that is your true nature, your authentic self, your unsullied self, that vivacious, inspired, joyous child within. That is the inner Christ, the Christus, the I am expressing as you. And each time that we remember our essence, the divine child is born. This is what it means to be born again. This is the second coming of Christ. It's you. It's me. It's us. Right now. And it's not like that's a new thought in The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, chapter 5. The second coming of Christ is a transformation of human consciousness, a shift from time to presence, or as Scott Erickson would say, from mechanics to essence. From thinking to pure consciousness is not the arrival of some man or woman. If Christ were to return tomorrow in some externalized form, what could he or she possibly say to you other than this? I am the truth. I am divine presence. I am eternal life. I am within you. I am here. And I am now. And it's this remembrance that is the healing balm that restores us to ourselves, that softens the edges and patches the cracks that just come with living. And it lets our inner child have a safe place to be seen and heard and come out to play. And when times feel hard, like they kind of do right now, we need to remember who and what we are over and over again. You are the divine expressing right now. But you will only experience this to the extent that you believe it. And when you can't believe it for yourself, that's what spiritual community and really good friends are for. We will hold that flame that Carmela read about. We will hold that flame for you and pass it back when you're ready. My candle is lit. And some would say, well, believing doesn't make it true. And in some cases, that's absolutely right. But not in this case. We know that believing is seeing. If you fully own that you are a glorious light of the divine, as are others. How would that family dinner play out? Perhaps a little different? Maybe, maybe not. Or that moment at work, or being stuck in traffic, or you loving yourself. This is not woo-woo spiritual bypass kind of belief. It's practical mysticism. It's applied metaphysics. We know that as we believe, we perceive, and we receive. So can you have the courage to believe in the divine within, the sacred essence that is expressing as you? Believe like a little child and birth that radiant Christ child in you all over again. And then when you hold and love that precious child that is you, you allow your light to shine, and you live and you love with sheer wonder and joy. And then you can hear the bells on Christmas Day, because as the song says, you have everything you need if you just believe. Merry Christmas. It's now time for our candle lighting, so please stand as you are able. And I'm going to have the camera follow me over to our friend Greg and our amazing practitioner who is going to coach us and share this time.
And absent the rehearsal, I had scheduled to have you sitting down, so please return to your seats. And I'm going to chatter for a bit, and then we will stand as a part of the service. And what we're using tonight are these electronic candles, so there will be no wax on your clothes. There will be no fire alarms. You might want to test yours. Does everybody have one? If you don't, we have extras. I have an extra right here if you want, or you can go get another one. Those of you at home, light whatever you'd wish. If you had a candle, a cigar, what works for you. But we're going to use these today, and the vision that I have is that when the time comes, we'll dim some of these lights. I will stand and turn on my light with the phrase, I am the light. And I will turn to the person next to me, who is Carmela. And as I'm turning to her, she will stand, and I will say, Carmela, you are the light. And we will each go throughout the room, standing, receiving the light, and passing the light, until the entire room is lighted. And I will then raise my light in the air, and I will elaborate on the final line in Miguel's poem, which you may remember was, you are the light of the world. So there are some words to read, and then we will begin. And let's start with this blessing from the Sioux Nation. It says, fill us with the light. Give us the strength to understand and the eyes to see. Teach us to walk the soft earth as relatives to all that live. And not surprisingly, Ernest Holmes had some things to say about the light in his Peace on Earth prayer. He says it this way: may the candles on the altar of faith and the soft light of love glow warm and bright this Christmas. May the new year bring to you and yours the rich blessings of joy and happiness. This is my Christmas prayer. That's Ernest Holmes. So now, Hannah, if you will dim the lights.
And we're going to have some music while you're each passing the light to each other.
I am the light. Carmela, you are the light. So I invite us all to stand now as I declare and affirm, I am the light, you are the light, we are the light of the world. So Hannah can turn the lights back on and we can sit. Don't burn yourselves.
Let's all sing Silent Night.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly
That was beautiful. May we each take this heavenly peace with us as we leave the service today. May we take it in our hearts and our minds and all that we do as we leave here, knowing that we are that light, we are that wonder, we are that Christmas gift to the world as we carry the holy within us, as we are the spirit of Christmas and of love and of light and joy and beauty. Grateful for this beautiful service, that all of the heart love expressed here today. I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for these hearts and this love and this community. And so may you take all this love with you and be blessed completely and wholly within, as you already are. And so it is. So it is.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare Him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
canción porque es Nuevo México.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Good night.